Hare Krishna, and welcome to another episode on how your nervous system chooses your relationships and repeats them. This series is a bridge phase to the important themes of this seminar on internal family systems, attachment styles, and recovery. See, most people think that they choose relationship with their mind, but the truth is the nervous system is choosing it. Today, in this episode, I'm going to share how dysregulation quietly creates your relationship patterns, your attachment style, your tolerance for disrespect, and even how it creates what you call chemistry. And also, I'll explain how, not by forcing willpower, but by learning your body's language, you can improve your relationships. So, this is the second video in our nervous system series. So, in the first one, we spoke about what regulation is and why it matters. Now we're going one level deeper, how your stress responses become relationship strategies. And in this episode, it's also a foundation for what's coming next for the whole course: attachment styles, internal family systems, love addiction, dependency, trauma bonding, boundaries, how to stop repeating patterns of the same emotional story with different faces. We'll cover all these things in the upcoming course. So the core principle of this episode is your nervous system does not seek love. It seeks familiarity. If your body learned that love comes with tension, then calm will feel suspicious. If love came with inconsistency, then consistency will feel very boring. If love came with fear, fear will feel like desire. So you won't call it fear, you'll call it chemistry. You call it, I can't stop thinking about them. You call it something about them pulls me. But often it's your nervous system recognizing an old pattern. That's what is called Samskaras in Sanskrit. So this is not shameful, okay? This is incredibly human. But the Shastra gives us how to deal with Samskaras, with new Samskaras. So that's what we're talking about. Nervous system states become relationship patterns. Samskaras, Vasanas, these desires, these impressions. So when the nervous system feels threatened, then we move to one of our survival responses, and each one shows up very clearly in relationships. For example, let's take this fight mode samskara. So in the fight mode, love is like a battlefield. You argue to feel safe. You interrogate, demand clarity. You correct. You try to control the other person so that your body can feel safe. So fight says, if I can just fix this person or situation, then I will be okay. Only then I will be okay. The flight response. The flight response is intimacy. It feels dangerous in this. You stay busy, you overthink, intellectualize feelings, you leave before being left. All this kind of flight response. So flight says, if I don't need anyone, I can't be hurt. I mean, I'm kind of summarizing the whole concept here. Then there's the freeze response. In freeze mode, you feel stuck or numb. You tolerate situations you don't like. You know the truth, but you can't act because your nervous system is kind of stuck in the freeze mode. If I don't move, nothing bad will happen, nothing worse will happen. And there is also the fawn response. The fawn mode of samskaras is love becomes performance. You people please, you overgive, you lose boundaries, you try to be easy to love. And that is, I am perfect. If I am perfect, I won't be rejected. And very often we attract partners whose nervous system patterns matches ours, not because it's destiny, because it's familiar, because the samskaras and the vasanas that we develop, the impressions, creates our future. And why chemistry feels safe? Let's redefine chemistry here. Healthy chemistry feels like warmth, curiosity, honesty, relaxed mood, spaciousness. Dysregulated chemistry feels like obsession, anxiety, craving, hyper, fear, hyperactive. That's not necessarily love. That's your nervous system chasing relief. And that's why relationships there is not sustainable. Many people confuse relief with love. So if your system is anxious all day, even one message from the person feels intoxicating. Not because they're your soulmate, but because your body is addicted to that regulation that they're providing you temporarily. But again, it's not sustainable, but it's addictive. Okay, let's pause and do a quick check. When you like somebody, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a parental relationship, it could be friend relationship, authority figures. Does my body feel calm or activated? Ask yourself. Do I feel more stable or more obsessed? Do I become more myself or do I start performing? Do I feel safe to be honest or do I try to manage their reaction? And the most important question is, do I want them or do I want the relief they give me? This is where the true recovery in relationships with yourself, with others, and with God begins. So, attachment styles as regulation patterns now. This leads directly to our attachment styles theme. Attachment styles are not personality traits. It's very different from personality traits. They are nervous system strategies that we develop through our samskaras, our exposure, our DNA, generational trauma. So anxious attachment style, let's get into that. It says my nervous system equates distance with danger. Avoidant attachment style often means my nervous system equates closeness with danger. Disorganized attachment style means my nervous system expects love to hurt. When somebody asks, why do I keep attracting unavailable people? I say often the deeper question is, why does my nervous system interpret unavailability as familiar? See, this is not about blaming childhood forever, okay? It's about recognizing these samskaras, these impressions, so that it gets updated. There is one of the important things that you learn in this course is about IFS, the internal family system. This talks about parts within us, dealing with relationships, choosing relationships. So now we go deeper level here. So when internal family system, when we will introduce this, is a very powerful tool. It says the concept is that you are not the voice. You have parts in you, but you're not just one voice. So in relationships, different parts are taking the steering wheel at different times. So a young part that fears abandonment, a protector that becomes controlling, a part that seduces to feel secure, a part that numbs to survive. So when you say, I know this is bad for me, but I still want it. So according to the internal family systems, it's a part wants it, not all of you. So that's kind of hopeful because if it's a part, it can be met, understood, unburdened. In a technical term, you say unburdening that part. So recovery is not trying harder. Recovery is learning who is inside you, who is that person driving you inside. Okay, I want to share this personally with humility and gratitude. Because these ideas that I'm sharing in this course, it didn't come from theory for me. It came from pain, suffering, frustration, and relief. For a long time, I thought I had relationship problems. I just needed to better communicate, better partner, better self-control, better friendships. What actually changed everything was realizing that my nervous system, not my intelligence, not my values, was running my reactions. When I learned that I need to pause and ask, which state am I in right now? Instead of who is wrong here, something shifted for me. So I stopped kind of thinking to change external circumstances or chasing, stop abandoning myself to keep peace because different people have different challenges. And then I began responding instead of reacting. So this didn't just change my marriage, it changed everything, every relationship, especially my relationship with myself and God. So in this course, the principles, it will work if you're single, if you're married, if you're a parent, you're simply trying to be more grounded human. It can apply to all of us. So if you're still single, this work helps you stop making intensity as intimacy. You can see things more from a clear perspective. If you're married or you're with somebody, then you start seeing conflict as how the nervous system is regulating, not just trying to hurt the other and not try to just blame the other person. If you're a parent, this will become very important. Children respond to regulation before words. So a regulated nervous system is safe discipline. So you will learn how to do that. And in friendships, work communities, you can recognize fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Then you don't have to personalize everything. You develop compassion without losing boundaries. You are understanding what level the other person is at. So you can be more in the mode of sattva guna. You can communicate in the mode of sattva guna. So the core framework here is regulation is not selfish. It is relational responsibility. When you regulate your nervous system, you stop asking others to carry your emotional weight. You stop demanding safety from people, partner, whoever that can't give us, and you start becoming the safest person in your own life. So this is why, both for me personally and in this course, the upcoming work on attachment styles and the internal family systems, nervous system regulation, karmic rewiring, it matters so deeply, because once you are regulated, you will finally meet your parts with honesty, your patterns with humility, and your relationships with a choice instead of compulsion. In the next video, we'll go into different topics like anxious versus avoidant attachment styles and how to work on these things. And in our live seminars, we'll go more into detail of specific situations. So tell me in the comments, which state do you notice the most? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn? All right, until the next episode, take care, keep journaling, introspecting, whatever comes up in this section. And we are in here for a long journey of training ourselves to rewire our karmic patterns to regulate our nervous system and have better relationship with ourselves, with others, and with God. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Hare Krishna.